guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for Pot Pie Pulse Debate. Tonight we have a big one. We have the bigger debate we've had yet. We also have the biggest topic we've had yet so far. As you can see, we have four marvelous debaters on each side tonight. What is the Pot Pie Pulse Debate? This is a show we created 3 weeks ago. It's simply about discussing about Project Winter. The reason we're talking about Project Winter is because this game is so open. There's no right, there's no wrong way to play the game, and this is exactly why we like it. So this game is perfect for debate. So what we will do right now, while I fix the names, I will right away from the start give you guys one chance to introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what's your experience with the game, and where people can find you, because most of you are content creators. So Moose, go ahead. You can go first. I'll give you 1 minute to present yourself.
Awesome. My name's Nolan or Moose, whichever you prefer. I don't really care, but my username is MmoooseHD because MmoooseHD was taken, and I played Project Winter since its release. But I've been on and off just because I get burnt out for games. So sometimes it's been months since I played it. But yeah, I don't know. I barely remember Medic, but I remember it just enough, and I liked it. So that's my basis. And yeah, I'm pretty chill. I stream it a lot lately. So
Where do you stream?
where do I stream? Twitch.
On Twitch. Okay, good. Peezerplays.
Yeah, that's it. I got the game about 2 years ago now. Playing it quite frequently. Just came back with their new update. I did take about 3 months off, but I came back with their new update about a month ago. Anyways, yeah, I've been you can find me Peezerplays. Thursdays, Saturdays usually, so that's about it.
Shadow.
Hi, I'm Chaotic Shadow 6. Most people call me Shadow. I hope you call me Shadow. I stream on Twitch. I've been playing the game for like 2 years now. And yeah, Medic's good.
Zeke. Zeke is here for the first time. I should have said that. Moose is also here for the first time.
I'm Zeke, in-game Zeke. I was null equation for a bit. I started playing more recently than most of the people here, but I think I have hour counts upwards of most of them, getting near 1,000 hours probably now. Yeah, it was a great game. I bought it on Steam after playing it on Xbox. I do think Medic, it was a good thing, especially for the clutch moments it gave you. I do think more roles are good, and that's the main reason I'm on this team.
Excellent. We'll go now to Hollushi. Hollushi has been there for the 2 last debates, so Hollushi is starting to maybe become a permanent debater here.
Oh, all right. My name's Hollushi, or I go by Hollu. My stream schedule sucks. My apologies. I've been playing Project Winter for like about a year now, and it's grown very, very well on me. And yeah. Are we stating our thesis here, or is that
Not right now. Not right now.
not right now? Perfect.
But,
Oops.
That's all right. That's all right. Preston.
I'm Preston, or also known as Prestonman, and I've played the game for 2.5 years.
He's muted.
Am I still muted? No, I'm not.
I can hear you.
Okay. And
You can hear? Oh, I can't.
Oh, that's an issue. I don't know what else to
weird.
say. I'm against bringing the medic back.
Let me take a look. In chat, can you guys hear Preston? Because
No, that was my fault. Sorry.
Oh, you.
I turned everybody down, and somehow he went to 0.
Oh, because they're on the other side, and you
somehow.
don't want to talk to them.
Just shut them all up right away.
Awesome. Real deal. Teal Seal.
Hello.
Hello.
I am RealDealTealSeal, and I've been playing Project Winter since it came to Game Pass, basically last February. And it quickly became my favorite game, and I love it to pieces. You can find me on Twitch under RealDealTealSeal. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and the occasional Sunday.
And I understand you're one of these Xbox players.
Oh yeah, I'm the only. Yeah, I'm console. Yeah, and I'm a new Project Winter affiliate. There you go.
Oh, congrats! Congrats for that.
Woo.
Barushi, your turn. What's your experience with the game? I think it's your first time on the show. Thanks for joining us.
Certainly is. Thank you. Good afternoon. It's 4 p.m. in Australia at the moment. I started playing Project Winter back when they had the Mountie as the event, but unfortunately I missed out on most of the pieces. I only got the shoes and the pants. But I've been on and off since then. I'm up to about 200 hours. I do remember the medic quite well. They had the traitor medic and the survivor medic. As for finding me, I don't really do a lot of content creation, but I do like to talk. So here we are.
And we do like to listen. Okay, thank you everyone. That's an overview of our wonderful panel tonight. So tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to address the big question, the one big question you guys keep asking us about, the one big question that keeps coming into the Project Winter Discord. When will the medic come back? Should the medic come back? Should the medic come back to the game? I think there's an obvious answer to that question, but I'm going to be neutral here and I'm going to refrain to jump into the fray. Quick explanation for everyone here who doesn't know what the medic is. The medic was a role of a player who had two abilities. First of all, they could see each of their fellow players' health bar, and they could also use a special ability to revive someone that was underground from a distance. Obviously, this was a bit powerful, to say the least. So at some times recently, the medic was taken out of the game, and you should have seen the uproar on the Discord. There's not 2 days going back when someone doesn't ask in the suggestion channel, when will the medic come back? So we thought it would be an interesting debate to have tonight. So I'm repeating again. So the question to debate tonight is, should we bring back the medic to Project Winter? Everyone in the chat, feel free to use, we have set up a survey. You can vote 1 or 2 and press 1 or 2 in the chat and to give your opinion if the medic should be back into the game or not. So quick rules about the show tonight. This is a debate show, so we expect a bit of a fierce discussion. So interruption is allowed and very welcome. So if someone says something you're not agree with it, you are most welcome to jump into the fray and interrupt them. Obviously, we want to keep this TOS friendly, so please, most of you are Twitch streamers, so you know what not to do. No personal attack. We're gonna attack the ideas and not the person. We saw last week, or Steve went a bit hard on the RealDealTealSeal. So, do we want more? Yeah, we do want more of that. That was super fun. So also in the chat, I've created a few weeks ago. Thank you very much. A few emotes, right or wrong. So if you hear something you think is right, you can spam this emote. If you hear someone you think is wrong, feel free to use the emote as well to show your favorite streamers that they are in the wrong. One last thing here. If you have questions, there will be a section at the end of the show when we will address audience question. So please make sure to at Asparagus to at me if you have a question, and our wonderful moderator Pizza will take on the question and will be sending them to me, and I will be reviewing and ask the question to the debaters. So if there's something you really want to know, make sure to tag us. That's the best way to have your question noticed. Guys, do you have any question about the format of the show tonight? I guess not. Awesome. So what we're going to do now, I will use my clock and I will time you. You all have 1 minute, a single minute, not a second more, to tell us why you think the medic should be brought back or not into the game. Let's spice it up. We're going to start with the red team, is not in agreement with bringing back the medic. So Hollushi, you want to start with us? You have 1 minute to tell us, uninterrupted, without anyone jumping in, why you think the medic should not be back into the game.
All right, I feel like I have a lot of power right now. So
Not
I love the medic. Like, that was one of my favorite roles when I was first starting out, because it is so easy to go into a fight and win it if you know their health. Like, if you go into a fight and you see that their health is low, like you're gonna like go in with pride. So I think because of that, it's not really good role. Like it's definitely fun and easy, but having that advantage over both sides, survivor and traitor, it is just um too easy to win as in a fight.
Thank
Is
you,
that a
Olu.
minute?
Yeah, that's pretty much a minute. Let's go to Prestonman.
So the thing about medic is that the ability to see the other player's health for both survivor and traitor could lead to a pretty big advantage for whoever gets it, and in some ways can be seen as unfair. And also something I also have a problem with is their ability to res people. If you're a survivor, um, you don't get a lot of chances to max out your health, so every time you use that ability, you lose your max health quite a bit, making it not as effective. And for the traders, it's not really incentivized to use it because it reses everyone, not just like your partner. Or so their ability is kind of strange in that way. So I also don't see that way. I don't see the medic being great in that way. So yeah, that's my reasonings.
Thank you very much, Preston. Real deal. Why do you think the medic should not be brought back into the game?
I think so because, well, I think it should not be brought back into the game because it was a very situational role. It was very niche, and there's a lot of metagaming that came with it. People would be like, "Oh, hit them and see how much health they have afterwards," type of thing. And if it didn't take enough health away, then you know that, oh, this guy's been out there opening those trader crates and juicing if they're a survivor. And the fact that, I mean, I loved being trader medic because I knew if I was going to win that fight.
Thank you
And,
so much. Did I interrupt you? Sorry.
No, you're good.
Was it? It sounded like
You're
it was
good.
it.
Yeah.
Baroshi, you have 1 minute to explain to us why you think the medic should not be brought back into the game.
Yeah, probably the main reason I'd have to agree there is with Real Deal. Basically, the information that could be gathered was pretty metagaming. It's not really a question of balance, but the ability to see the health bar presented a sort of, situation. It didn't actually come up a lot in games, but there's a situation where people could go away and identify who the medic is because they have access to information that only the medic could have. And it's not really something you can fake. Like, oh, two people go away, one of them hits the other, come back. Which one of us got hit? The medic knows because the person's missing that health, and then you can identify that that person is a medic right out like that, no questions asked.
Thank you, Baroshi.
And
Let's, we're going to have more time to explore this a bit further. I'm just going to give chance to the other team, the blue team, to tell us why they think the medic should be back. So, Moose, you want to start the ball rolling?
Yeah, I could start. Mine's a little bit more simple. I really like more roles in the game, more options. It makes it more exciting, more fun, more things to do. Makes it stale a lot less, or a lot makes it less stale faster. You know what I mean? I also agree with some of their points, but I like it. I like the role. I like the role. I think if you were to, I don't think deleting the role is the answer. Basically, I think maybe nerfing it or changing a little bit so it's a little bit more balanced. But I don't think taking it out is the answer. That's why.
Peezer.
Yeah. Sorry. So anytime like a role addition or keeping it in comes up, I'm always gonna die on that hill because I'm always for that. But it expands roles for people. 2 per game was too many. I'll be honest. Like when you had the two medics on one team, way too many. But maybe a little rework to the health system. But other than that, I think it was an awesome role. Change the game, calling bluffs on people, and metagaming is going to come from any role, no matter what you put out there. Like, I mean, scouts can get, same thing. But lying about a role in general is a social deception aspect, and you can still use that to your advantage if you're not even a medic. You can chase someone through the woods and they, still let them know that you know what their health is at, even though you don't. That was something I still did to people all the time. So I'm always for that.
Thank you, Peezer. Shadow, you want to go on why you think the medic should be back to the game?
Yeah, I mean, like what everyone's been saying, it's just another role that can be added to it, which is always a good thing. And sure, the ability itself might have been a little bit overpowered, but that should be and could be tweaked. But at the same time, I thought it added a little bit of a unique tactical situation to everything, made everything a little bit more who you want to put first if you want just the medic to run in, stay back, and the ability itself for the traitors. Sure, it was iffy, but if your entire team dies and you're a medic, you res them all. Simple as that. I think the medics is just a great role that can be re-added back into the game, and just provides new chances and new deception in the game.
Excellent. And then we will go with Zeke.
So I guess I might not understood the same question that the other team did, in which it's bringing medic back unchanged. I think we should bring the medic back for the simple fact of more roles, but with the caveats of it needs to be integrated into the singular traitor role, if that is the way the devs want to approach the game. For those reasons, I also springboard into the next point, which is included in the bringing back roles. Tracker and detective are insta-clears in different ways and are broken in different ways. So when you're complaining about the passive for the medic, you have to take into consideration there's already things present that are issues. And that's basically my point. I can argue around all three of those points during the rest of the debate.
Excellent. So I've taken notes so far. Thank you very much, everyone, for your thesis. I've heard a few things tonight. I've heard about metagaming. I've heard about fun. I've heard about unfair advantage. I've heard about a very fair advantage. Funnily enough, I heard a lot of people on the yes team arguing like, yes, but. So I'll be happy to see how this discussion was going. Just a quick reminder for the chat, if you have any question and you want your question answered by your lovely debaters here, make sure to tag me in chat or tag Pizza, and we will make sure to have your question read by the end of the show and share with the audience. So by now, I will get the ball rolling. We have at least 30 minutes where we can go at each other. So if someone said something you did not like or didn't agree with, now it's time to go ahead. So this will be slightly moderated. So I'll get the ball rolling with question if needed, but otherwise the floor is your guys.
I think that if medic were to come back into the game, I really enjoyed the resing system, the ability, because like that's kind of like the old mercy res, you know, like it just would feel good to like help out your entire team, and that can be really useful. I mean, everyone's already low. If the traitors are not hurt, like they can still have a chance to down everyone again. It's not like a immediate like, oh well, now we're crap out of luck. Everyone's back up. But I do think that the health bar definitely should not be in the game. It's just, as I said, too easy to predict the ending.
Could I ask, are you supporting or okay? Are you supporting it, or
I was
because
gonna
you're on
say
the negative team here, and it sounds like you're really backing me up.
No, okay, so like no, that's what I'm saying. Like I
it sounds like you're backing
agree.
up my premise.
Yeah,
you can join with there's room over here.
No, you guys smell really bad. So I really
I don't think anybody on our side doesn't agree with the fact of like things need to evolve with that role too. Like every other role inherently has its issues. They always have. That's why they've gotten rid of them all. But
Tracker's perfect.
I don't mean to interrupt my own team, but like when you guys are talking about the meta ability of medic, like there's obviously the ease of killing somebody, but if you're aware in the game, you observe someone shaking, they took multiple hits, you haven't had a fire as a group, all these different things you can be aware of as a traitor or someone who wants to take advantage of someone in a bad position. So the health bar isn't always that critical. Secondly, why is the health bar such a big deal when you can just tell the person to not do it? Similar to checking inventory and being ruthless like that. You can always just
don't kill
not
me.
play. Just not play it. If they want to play like that, that's just a bad way to play.
But sometimes you can't control what people do, especially like when you're not playing with people you know, because
Oh yeah,
they
I
can
just
just
die
start
sometimes
chasing you
instead of
down,
storing my
right?
inventory.
Oh yeah, I do that too. I just let them kill me because I will
So
not
if,
show
if,
people
if
my
that's the way
inventory.
people are gonna play about a role in the game and a role's ability, it's like emptying the defector crate,
Yeah.
right? It's like whatever. It's like you're just playing with people that are playing in a bad way. And sorry to completely dominate the conversation. I'll step out for a bit.
No, it's good, Zeke.
That's how it's supposed to go, man.
I'm getting flashbacks. It seems like the biggest problem with Project Winter is the player base.
That's the same with every game.
Yeah.
I don't think I've played a single game where the player base hasn't ruined it in some way, but that's other than, you know, a good that side of it, other than that, the medic needs to come back in some way, shape, or form, even if you're going to give it to me in just custom lobbies, because I feel that like that added a whole different way
Oh,
to
it's there
play.
in custom lobbies.
Yeah,
It is there. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
That. Okay, well, whatever.
It is.
So
You can add it to
custom.
customs
Not enough
now.
though.
I didn't actually know
Not
that.
enough.
But
What do you mean it's not enough?
Not enough. No, we need more. They
Yeah,
gave
it's
us
not
a
enough.
taste.
He's
I
right.
want all of it.
He's right. He's right. Okay, so
I mean, like I agree with like, you know, more roles would be nice. It'd make more fun. It wouldn't. It would just make it more fun. But I think medic is not the answer for sure.
The problem
We're
with
talking-
bringing back a role that has issues, you know, that just to have more, you know, it creates another issue where, you know, there's too many roles that cause like problems within the game. You can't play the game well or correctly, or you know, like it's nice to have a moderate amount of roles, but too many roles can cause an issue. And medic being removed made it so they could try and work on new roles or come up with new ideas.
So they can put tracker in, which is either
I don't like
nothing or insta murder the killer.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
that's
I'm not
the role they
saying-
changed it with.
I'm
You're
not
telling me that's
I'm not saying that the role that they changed, got like put in, is better. I'm not saying that. That's not the discussion here. It's just what I'm saying is that they took away a role to try and add something different to the normal game, which
Cool.
medic's still
Let's
in
revert it then.
custom.
Get rid of track and put medic back in. Boom. Problem
the
solved.
concept
That's
of
not-
medic and like the medic's abilities are really easy to just do. Like the revive. Can anyone tell me there's a more clutch ability than the revive?
The
But
Even
it
on the trader
hardly
team,
got used.
even on the trader team, when you are buffed and you revive your down trader partner and a bunch of survivors, he can one tap them, or they can one tap them, and he doesn't die, or they don't die. That's what one person that said the trader medic revives everyone didn't realize. When you're all
Suppose if
boosted,
there's
you
a-
have more base health.
If there's a gun in play, it can help to have a revive at range, but it's not like a 100% clutch ability. I still
But
reckon
it
my main
gives the
problem-
opportunity.
Also, I'd
does.
rather use my partner as a body shield or the other
Mm.
survivors as a body shield for someone that's shooting at me than rather res everyone and have an issue there instead of just like, you know, because that traitor that just got downed, he's obviously known to be a traitor at that point. So the other survivors that are surrounding him that you res with him are going to down him as well. And if we're talking in a situation where the traitor partner is alone by himself that you can res him up, then yes, that is fine. But most likely, the chances that that's going to happen where it's just you and your traitor partner together, you get like you're getting attacked and there's no other survivors either downed or nearby, it's unlikely. So that's why I think that it's just not as useful for a traitor.
So a comment in the chat here says, how many games have you seen the medic come up clutch with a revive? But he might be right on that. But how many times did it happen and it was like the most memorable part of the game that he came in and like maybe lifted up the two traitors too and shit got crazy again? That was always a ton of fun, and I'm always an advocate for like the craziness that can happen. And that, when it was used, was some of the most fun times.
I think Zeke was the only one who used that role properly that I played with.
I got at least two.
I don't think I played with you, Ben,
I got a
but
couple.
I think generally speaking, it sounds like we've got mainly problems with the health bar, but the ability is the fun part. It could be evolved in a way that we focus on the ability but get rid of the health bar, because the health bar seems to be the main problem.
No.
I honestly don't
I would
mind
be
the
okay
health
with
bar.
that.
I mean,
I don't mind the health bar in terms of combat. I just don't like the health bar in terms of that the medic can just be verified that easily. And even if there are other roles that can verify like that,
That's
a
what
lot
it is. Traitor medic.
yeah, but a lot of roles have a bit of a question mark over them when you're doing that. Like,
Didn't
or the scout can
detective-
go through a hatch.
Detective has no question mark. It has a solo type of animation for investigating traitor crates, and that actually has to be removed. It's an insta confirm.
Fair enough, but we're not talking about detective at the moment.
But you're
I know, I'm
saying
just
that
saying
medic
no,
is
but your
specifically a
point
problem.
is the problem is this specific meta ability of it, which is already present and seems not to be addressed.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I understand the point. Yeah, as in, if detective has that confirm, then why can't medic? So I understand that point. But yeah, in terms of medic, that's my personal opinion as well.
I think the way like devs are trying to go is trying to get rid of that confirm. So maybe maybe they'll listen to this and get rid of that animation for detective. And they've already done a justice by getting rid of medic.
Yeah,
Well,
I actually don't remember a lot of times where, or might have significantly less hours than literally everyone in here, but I've played enough games where I don't remember medic being like overpowered, or I've lost so many games where it's like, oh, that's OP, where you guys may have experienced them, but I don't remember that being even close to a majority of my games where I experienced medic being overpowered just from seeing my health bar. And I don't remember any of this like meta gaming thing where people are telling me to like, oh, let me knock down your health bar so I can see if you're buffed or not. I've never actually experienced that. So to me, from what I've experienced, medic was played right in the majority, if not all my games that I've played, and then one day it just disappeared. So
I'd be lying if I said it didn't happen. Like, I'd be totally lying to myself if I said I never saw that happen. Like, tell me what my health is at. Tell me what this is. It obviously, as I said earlier, you need to rework things. Like, everything needs to evolve in some way in that role category as they add new ones. But that rarely did happen, but I did see it. You can add that rollback, but maybe add the health bar only after contact. Because I will agree, being able to see it, I loved it. It was fucking awesome, and bring it back is the best part of the game for me being a medic, is being able to see that, call people's bluffs, or just not even say anything about it. But going back to the craziness part, when one person had down 4 people, 5 people, or like anything, and you got into one of those weird lobbies where, the traitors tried to kill everybody right at the get-go at the start of the cabin, bring everyone right back right away. Good to go. Like, that's my advocation for it, is that, like, it changed the game in a positive way. Removing it added no other way to save someone other than a physical touch, right?
One example I'd like.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. One example I'd like to, I guess, compare to an ideal role is defector, because of how hard it is to actually, a real question mark over it. Like, the other day, actually, I was playing defector and someone didn't believe me that I could get the ability that quick, so they just beat me to death. And that sort of ability that you can have, but it's a little bit like the objectives that you can pick up at the start as well. You can say, oh, I'm doing an objective, and that may be true, but because you're not doing something that might be entirely helpful, although it may still give you an advantage.
Can we all reflect on the progression that the defector went through the various patches that existed? And why that's did we just say remove defector completely? No, we said like fix it.
No, because we needed that in the game, so traitors didn't have like a insta confirm that they're bad though. Just like when they added scout, that really helped get rid of the insta confirm as soon as you see somebody go through
but
a
it was
scout
literally
hatch.
so broken that it absolutely made it that everyone knew they were good and cleared them. So it may as well have been deleted.
What kind of medic are we at that we can actually add back to the game? Because I mean, there are some elements of it that I think we really like, and that whole medic picking everyone up. Although I think I play with more of the original medic. I don't even think it had the ability when I was playing with medic most of the time. Just
The original medic was very weird. It was like you were able to make med kits with less herbs, which was another insta confirm bullshit. Blah blah blah. It was odd. But yeah, no, medic has had a lot of strange variations, and I kind of am glad that's gone because they couldn't figure out how to make it a balanced role, and until they find out how to make it you know, a better role, I prefer that it's gone completely.
I never knew the old medic you're talking about, Preston. Is what was the ability only to make medkit for cheaper?
I don't remember if there was another ability. Oh yeah, actually wait, if you went up to someone you could heal them. That's right. I completely forgot about that part.
I also think you can make medkits for cheaper, which is like how you can make medkits now. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. It used to be 4, now it's 3, which is the new version. Yes.
Yeah, right.
The old version was 4.
Is it better? Is it a better way to do it?
Well, they took the 3 recipe and turned it into base game, and the main thing about medic besides that was that you could go up to somebody, you could touch them, and then you could heal them, the other player, which immediately confirmed that you yourself were a medic, and that was a weird stage the medic had. So I'm glad that it, like I said, I'm glad the medic is gone for, because they just couldn't figure out how to actually make a good version of the medic, because there was that version, then there's the version that we had now, and then it's gone. And
it went through so much evolution. You're just gonna give up on it?
Well, it depends. Like
it's been through like 6 iterations, and like I think
it
built the game. It
Can
built
we
what
agree
we
that the
knew.
revive ability, although niche, makes for amazing potential?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. It increases the shenanigans, which I love shenanigans.
I say we can agree that a quote-unquote medic should exist in the game.
No.
It needs rework.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
I don't think
I didn't know that was the question necessarily, though.
I think the issue is that, okay, so the what I'm trying to get across, I obviously didn't, I apologize, is that Defector went through a lot of stages, but it's gotten there. It's pretty much at a point where it's pretty well. I think the medic has gone through as many iterations, if not slightly more, but they couldn't figure it out. So I think that if they just can't figure it out, and they've been trying for so long, that it should stay gone.
But you're gonna go ahead and add a bunch of other roles that change the entire meta of the game itself. Like just cut out all those other ones. You got medic, scientist, soldier, just all out the window. Just because they couldn't quite get them right, but everybody seemed to quite enjoy them. They feel they got it wrong. I think a lot of the community evidently in their Discord feels they got it right.
Soldier. Even this is completely off topic.
This isn't about Soldier. This is about Soldier. I'm saying they just cut 3 roles like that. Like just see you later.
I think that's a problem with people just wanting their role to be a superhuman in every regard, and people aren't happy if their role isn't God, essentially, in some way. It's like when Hacker was amazing. There was some people were like, yeah, Hacker's kind of insane and we should dial this back. But a lot of people were like, yes, I want Hacker every game.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. That was fun.
When the medic would revive people with his ability, would everyone as the same?
Everyone comes back with like 1 hit.
Okay. If
they come back
based on your base health. So if you had like a ton, I think you come back with a little more.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You come back with whatever a revive is, I believe.
Yes.
So if you're a traitor and you're already buffed and you get revive, you're still
you get like 200 or 300 instead of 150 or whatever it is. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Is this
a
problem?
Advantage in a fight?
I think that's the advantage when people said it's useless as a traitor. They were just completely overlooking the fact that if you were a sheep traitor and you lifted up 3 people plus your wolf, there's a good chance you might live long enough to sneak behind something for a med kit and turn the fight completely around and just re-down all the other survivors.
More like 2 fights per battle instead of just 1. Could be interesting. What am I thinking?
or it could just be the thing that got you away from the fight entirely. Like sometimes I'd get lifted up and be. I mean, I specifically remember a game. Somebody came and saved the group, and I got away to the escape pod. Like, yeah, screw my
I've
team.
absolutely sacrificed myself for other teammates on both sides as medic.
Yeah.
And they both escaped and did something substantial in the game later.
Which made for more interesting, more memorable games, in my opinion. Now it feels like with a lack of roles, like, yeah, there's. I still said having 2 medics is a little too much on one team, totally, but I still love the role. So you're gonna add less roles now. It feels because they're kind of all the samey. I've always was on the side of having a unique role was a hell of a lot more fun. Even if y'all think soldier was bad, I still enjoyed it because you were the only person that could do that. Same thing
special.
with
What side?
yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing. You're the only person who could do it.
I like to be a special snowflake sometimes.
Exactly.
Okay, it makes me feel nice. So
something that did bother me is that there can be 2 medics per game. I think that is meh. No, I think 1, sure, because medic, sure, it is powerful, yes. Situational, sure, and I think maybe 1 medic, but at the same time, it's just it allows for such better, just more interesting moments of revives and knowing how much someone health has to have a different point of view on a fight. It adds a whole different curveball into the game, and I think that, especially with the lack of roles, I feel like that is just such a perfect thing to have.
I think
Yeah,
we
like I
definitely
said,
have to. Sorry,
it's a really
go on.
easy concept to make an ability for or implement into a game. Versus, like, no offense to suggestions, but some roles people suggest, whoo, those are interesting. And, like, can you think of a better role to put into the game than a medic that fits in this situation?
Right.
Really?
I think almost every survival game has some sort of medic aspect to it, and especially with games with roles in it. If you look at other social deduction games, then and almost all of them have medics in it, and I don't see why Project Winter out of any of them, especially it being the most survival based. You gotta just fight more than just another traitor. You gotta fight the natural Earth in the winter, which is like the worst part of Earth other than lava itself. So I think medic really should be in the game just on a logical base. Whether it comes back as a almost completely different thing, it just needs to be in the game, I think.
I think we have
I'll
to
agree with that.
acknowledge that
Just
in
not in
a
its current state.
yeah, in a normal, organically grown game of Project Winter, where you just come along with 8 randoms and it's all bronze coins across the board. This sort of top tier meta ability reading doesn't really happen, and it never really did. And in fact, I only found out about the detective animation today, despite several detective games recently, because no one does it in just a random game. But I think what Zeke said before about people playing the game the right way or making house rules, that's like it's not a bad way to sort of, I guess, play the game, but it is something that I think from a design standpoint does need to be reviewed. So if the question, I guess, for the debate is, do we add the medic back as it is right now? I think no. But if we were to add a medic inspired role, probably yes.
I had to let you finish that because I agree with that. But to also counter your point, it's the same thing as scrolling your inventory. There's certain things about being able to meta certain things in the game that if you just have to tell someone to go fuck off. Like, sorry.
Is it the
Go
exact
bugger off,
yeah,
opposite?
like metagame is gonna happen all the time, and like that was a role that did get picked on pretty well. But like any game, like to argue that a metagame is a reason to get rid of it, I mean, is kind of stupid. Because again, that you get, like I said earlier, you can do that with any role, like no matter what.
Yeah, that's also a community thing. Like,
Yeah.
not even community, but just like toxic people, which you're gonna get anywhere.
Like no
It's
matter
just-
what game you play.
And it's just easier to spot in Project Winter because there's just a smaller community playing it at a time, especially if you're playing like in the middle of a week. I've noticed, like on a Tuesday, it's so easy to find more toxic people for some reason because there's less people playing it on that time. And there used to be a time in Project Winter where you couldn't find a game until Saturday or Friday or Sunday, and that's when I started playing. And
To add on to that, in this
Yeah.
game, your interactions are much more sustained, longer, and in depth with people too. Not the same thing as playing a battle royale, like a lot of other games where you just don't talk to somebody for more than a couple rounds potentially. During the round, it's a very long and in depth thing you have to do. You have to be able to read how someone's communicating with you and things like that. So one person or someone even being just a slightly bad actor is way more impactful in the game.
I want to bring a question here from XLive. XLive who says, I'm hearing a lot of nostalgia feelings from the blue team, but no one has provided a good reason other than that on why you should bring the medic back.
Variety. I
Yeah,
feel like I'm getting
variety
the same
and
role
potential.
over and over again.
That's not about the
And that's
nostalgia
totally-
moments.
you're-
It's about
you're
the
totally
potential
right.
for those moments to exist.
It's like I said earlier, like this. Yes, it's nostalgia. Remembering that I got into a group, I saved 6 people, and shit broke. All shit hit the fan right away. But that's what I liked about that role. When I did remember, I was the medic in that group. But every time I did, that's when it was the most fun. So yeah, I want the fun role to come back. That's why I want that.
Olu, you've been silent for a while. You have any thoughts on this?
So I'm trying to piece together what I'm thinking. Because like I get what everyone is saying. But I don't know. Like sure it's a fun role and like stuff, but I feel like a medic inspired role that is not really medic would be a better choice than just bringing it back reamped or even nerfed. I think like I kind of agree what X was saying, like you're just taking a little stroll down memory lane, like why can't we move forward and find a better role
Can I ask
instead
what you
of
don't like about it?
What better role has been added?
I like Scout.
I'll say Scout and go
But
against family team on that. Scout is really good.
Scout was still in the game when the medic was too.
No, it wasn't. What?
Yes,
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it wasn't. What was
Yes,
it?
it was.
Yeah, there's
But
a
it
there's a
was only
slight
recently.
overlap.
Yeah.
We're ignoring that overlap for right now.
Guess I wasn't playing when that. I took a break when that happened. I guess. Oops.
Tracker. Tracker is what we got.
Yeah.
What is so awful about the medic? Hollu,
Yeah.
specifically. What
Specifically,
is so horrible about it that you don't want anything to do with it?
bro, I'm just really good at the game, and it makes it too easy for me to win.
That sounds like a you problem.
All right, and so that's why I'm saying it, because it is a me problem. This
is more facts, not opinion.
No, fine, we're fucking all stating opinions over here.
My only opinions are facts.
Fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, medic is stinky poo poo. Like sure it's woohoo fun, haha, rezzed everyone. Look at me go, but like let's get
we're
something
on
new
like he's right. We're on the side of obviously like the nostalgia, but what like I want to know what you guys think has been provided to us to change that game to make something that was similar to those situations where you run into people and save them, and like I'd say the shit went crazy. Like what have you seen that they've added with the new rules that is
What if they're not
equally as
trying
fun?
to add anything like that? What if they're trying to steer a different way than like the hectic like lobbies where like it's
Was it
all
not established
shenanigans,
that this game very much relies on a lot of PvP?
That was the
Why
thing we
not
did
make
2
a
weeks ago.
role or have a role come back that makes the PvP of the game very interesting again?
That's not
because it
interesting
adds
at
to those
all.
moments.
Oh, yeah, I know.
How is it
what-
not?
Because
Because it
like,
adds to the possibility of those moments where you might have a medic or you might need to target the medic so they can't do a clutch revive.
It changes everything.
Just like you
about
want
how
to kill a
play that
defector
match.
early before they can do something, or a hacker
Yeah,
before
I'm
they can get
not-
the hacker towers.
I think the issue with that is assuming that's where the dev team wants to go with it, and from what I've heard, the devs want to pivot away from PvP and go more into deception. Do I think the recent roles that have been added help with that? I don't think so. I don't think so, especially not tracker. But I don't think medic being brought back would help with that vision that they have. is one.
Well, to counter that, my vision isn't the dev's vision, and I kind of care about my vision.
He's not wrong. This is supposed to be ours.
Why wouldn't it be like helpful if they could somehow integrate the ability or whatever ability into the base trader role? So they still have your one trader role. You can play off as anybody in the game, but there's a quote unquote medic of some sort, which I think would rely on the revivability mainly. But I'm open to obviously extra things.
So you're saying they should be for every survivor power, they should be the exact same counter on the trader, and since there's only
basically
one trader,
yeah,
trader should be a mixed bag of all these.
It seems
together.
In my view that's the way the devs want to push it, to make it that you can never know that someone is someone just because they did one thing.
I agree. That's what I want from the game, but it's currently not happening in a long time. So I have this very unpopular opinion, and you guys, I think the 8 of you are gonna rally against me, that there should not be any single role for the survivors. All the survivors should have the exact same abilities. I think people would say it's not fun. I think it would be fun because it brings more deception, and from that, option.
Tempted to argue against the host here.
I would say this is my argument in the suggestions of always fleshing out custom settings more and more and more and more, and like making it so you can do literally everything you want, and when you get a crazy good mode, you have that to be able to have games for it. Doing things in the main game mode like that is just things that'll fracture your player base and make issues when you have people upset about huge drastic things.
That's what I was about to say with making the roles more complicated as well. We do need to consider that one, I think, endemic issue is that a lot of players just sort of run around going, oh, this is my second game and I don't actually really know what I'm doing. The more complicated it gets, or the more sort of boat rocking abilities, I suppose, and I guess this is Asparagus I'm really addressing in terms of survivors having every ability, the less they're going to know what to do. And I actually do have a group of friends who did try to play, and they just sort of ran around saying, I don't really know what I'm doing, and then they kicked me out because apparently I know too much. So what that is, to bring that back to the core, is the more variety we've got, we do have to consider that
basic mode.
Basic mode. And they were actually playing basic mode at the time.
So that doesn't even come into this conversation, though.
Yeah, but like catering to the new people isn't exactly like what, like, I don't think that's the dev's version or vision for the game when they have basic mode.
One thing I have to add to that,
I understand.
So someone spoke
I understand
about
what you're saying, but
someone said something about players being unhappy with the change and being vocal about it. But there's one new thing now. There's this debate show. So if people are not happy with any changes, this is the chance they can come on the show, and this is the place to hear your grievances.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, absolutely. But I worry about player numbers dropping before the conversations can be had to fix things.
Yeah, there is two important layers to it, though, because we are essentially that type of player that, would know that sort of abilities are there. We know what we want to do. We can sort of streamline it. If we're all playing in the same game, it's going to be hard to be a traitor because we're just going to spot them pretty quickly. But there is that other player base that doesn't really know what they're doing. And then that's the kind of where medic can actually work a lot better, because people aren't asking you to scroll your inventory. They're not asking you to go and take a hit and see how much HP you lose, because they're sort of just, I guess, playing the game in a more basic way. And it is just another consideration because there is a different type of player than us that we need to think about when we're making changes to roles.
I can see that. I have a question here from the chat. Actually, a question from Pizza. Pizza wants to know, how would you guys feel if the medic role was a neutral role instead of a team role, and how would it affect your opinion?
Give it to the ID thief, and that's really all I can say.
Like, that'd be interesting.
That would make it that would make the ID thief role
give
like
the ID
a
thief the
completely
range
different.
Revive, and there you go. The ID thief's not useless anymore, and is a fun time.
I'm talking about like seeing craziness. That would be like the epitome of it. Like, this guy can come in
and just res everybody.
Like, whatever. I don't care. I can kill you or I can keep you alive. Like
add a little bit more of the craziness to it. I can see that.
I think that would be fun.
You have no allegiance to
add
anybody.
It back,
I think
but add
I
it
think
to
that
the
would be
ID.
cool. But
give the ID more power.
Yeah, I think
that's a whole different.
There'd be a lot
conversation.
less.
ID is definitely
kill you
weak
because you're ID thief. there'd be a way less. I'm just gonna kill you because you're ID thief.
Yeah,
Rather than
because
I'll
you could
keep
be useful
around.
later.
Yeah, I mean, I would keep around an ID thief. I mean, it just depends on the tone that they're talking. You kind of like got to read their
It's so OP. Oh
not
my god.
necessarily body language, but their just voice and how they're and what they're
Yeah,
saying and how they're saying it. I mean, a lot of that goes into it.
I think we've cooked a whole new pot pie here for that one.
Yeah, that would,
Oh,
yeah, that's
yeah.
a whole different topic. That's
Yeah.
that'd be
Fida
way too
asks-
overpowered.
Fida asks, what happened when the ID/medic takes a role? Does he keep the ability, or
They get the new
role?
role.
Yeah,
they
it's a
just
new
go
role.
medic.
Yeah, I say the medic is stuck with the ID, doesn't carry over.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or I
wait,
mean,
no,
like
no, no,
the
oh, no, no, I get what
possibility
you're
of
saying.
two neutral roles could keep things more interesting. You could have regular ID or like a neutral medic
So
that is
medic,
like kind of like the
Jesus.
Yeti.
if I could ask directly to Pisa, what would be the objective for the neutral medic?
Cause
If
mayhem.
it's gonna be neutral, what's the like? How does it escape? How does it satisfy its Yeti? Does it do a bonus and it's good? Like, is it just a Yeti with a revive? What is the twist of neutrality there then?
Maybe if the medic revives everyone in the game, it turns into Exodia or something.
Yeah, we're
Revive
asking
a
you,
number of
Pizza.
people, I
I
guess. I don't
guess.
know. That's the only thing I could think of. You have to revive a certain amount of people with your ability. That's my best. guess of what it would be.
That's such
And
a
this is
that's
more
that's so-
chaos, more murder.
this is so
But
far
that's
off
my
topic,
point.
It's
In
insane.
it's more difficult to envision a new role or another role than it is just to be like, medics exist. We had a scientist. We have scouts. We have a defector. Yeah, a medic would exist, and they can heal people in some way. It's just pretty simple to base around that idea.
It's like
Again,
it's like
the
an
issue-
iPhone. It's like an iPhone. You don't get rid of the phone. You keep the phone. You improve on the phone. You know, you come out with iOS updates. You
And
come
then
out
you
with a new
eventually
generation of
toss it out.
phones.
You eventually toss that phone out. It
Or
because the
or
new
you don't
model-
toss the
Yeah,
phone out
you-
because it's the next
you-
generation. It's ahead of its time. It's got the best security. But like, it's like an iPhone. Come on, you gotta
When
you
you
gotta
stop
keep
buying
it
them,
around.
you
I
realize
know I'm
that
on your
Android's
team, but I
superior.
entirely disagree with everything you just said.
Okay, maybe
God.
it was
phone was a
maybe
bad.
it was a bad analogy. Or
That
a
was
The
metaphor.
medic
awful.
14
You
Pro,
used
come
Apple
on.
as an option. I disagree with it all.
For all my Apple owners, they will agree with me. That's a very
I'm not
small
using it.
demographic.
Still
I'm an
that
Apple
shouldn't-
owner.
Yeah,
and I
Apple
disagree
sucks.
with your.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
I'm sorry.
Last time I checked, we
Moose
talked
has
about
been
Project
shut
Winter.
down. So interesting that everyone was talking about metagaming and unfair advantage earlier, but now that the exact same role has been given to a neutral role, no talk of metagaming and no talk of unfair advantage. Why is that?
I literally said 3 times that'd be the most overpowered role in the game.
And that's the point.
That
It'd be
would be
amazing.
so stupid. Yeah, but
The stupidness just overcomes all anything. It's just,
I'm
No,
for
you-
it. I
You're
love it.
overpowered till you kill a traitor that's weaker at the beginning and then put yourself in a bad position, or you're overpowered till you kill someone who's innocent and still have to take a role and you damage the survivors. You're still having to take a role.
the
you
no,
were
the
the ID
is just kill everyone as ID. Just don't ever take a roll.
But yeah, I
That's
just
how
Yeah,
the
but
RDM would that
Just
not?
griefing, so that's
You
just
get
RDMing, griefing, and you're reported.
yeah. I feel like you
I
could
didn't say
carry a
that.
game, like totally carry a game. Like if people knew that you were this person, it'd be like, hey, like stay with us, take someone that dies. Like I mean, I'll give the ID thief my body at the end if they play with me sometimes. Like
You're asking someone to be demoted.
I feel yeah.
Yeah,
Demoted
exactly.
to
And,
ghost, yeah.
and then be a risk of not being a survivor if everyone else is downed.
Yeah,
Game
that would
ends and
be-
ID and all survivors lose.
Killing the other 7 players as ID.
But that's like
Control
a
that
that's a Yeti thing after you finish your bonus thing. That's not an ID thing.
Yeti medic, boom.
Yeah, you meant it.
That's I mean, I think that'd be cool. Give it a challenge and then it could escape or become traitor sided, right?
That's too much.
It's too much.
It's all too much.
We need like a whiteboard or something to
Yeah.
note down all these ideas. Well, there's a
Well,
trail
good
of destruction, trail of destruction behind me, and I don't remember what we said.
Okay, so we talked about metagaming. We talked about being a problem overall. Do we think it was more prevalent with the medic, less prevalent of the medic, or exactly the same? Because some of you said that was the main reason why they didn't like it. Some of you said that metagaming was could be applied to an instant confirmation, could be applied to any other roles. So I'm gonna go back to the red team here because I asked hard question to blue team, red team. What change would you want if there was one change that can be done to the medic that would make you like the role again or want the role to be back again? What would it be?
Just get rid of that health bar, I think.
Health bar?
Yeah, let them pick up people, the shenanigans. Yeah, they're fun. I'll agree with the nostalgia aspect of that. But I don't want somebody to be able to be like, "Hey, what's my health?" and me have to tell them or they kill me.
Well, we
Yeah,
can just... Hollu?
I agree with Uriel. But I don't know. This isn't really for the question. But I wouldn't want to bring it back even if there was a change because like I feel okay, let's get rid of the health bar. Now it's just a shit roll, you know? Like what you can get someone up. That's your role. Like woohoo. I don't that's not a good enough role for me. Why are you laughing?
Hollu, can you tell me in any game that you've played Traitor in has a detective mattered for isolating you?
Yeah. Mhm.
I
Very
don't know if I've
few.
ever
No,
seen you
no.
in a game for more than a
I
minute.
don't think I've
with
ever even
Traitor.
seen you in a game.
That's
had-
I don't
definitely
play,
untrue.
Zeke.
I've had some fun. I've had some fun moments with the detective. I was ID thief, and basically, the traitor got found out like 5 minutes in. They got killed, and very sneakily, I stole the role. The detective, saw the role got stolen, thought it was someone else, and killed them. That was very fun. And then there's other games where someone steals a role and they immediately find out that it was this person or so on and so forth. So the detective can be useful. It just depends on the person and the timing. That's
So you're saying it's niche, like the complaint about medic's ability.
Yes. I'm not saying that the medic is going to be. I'm not saying the detective is fantastic. That's not what I was saying. I'm saying that the detective does have a thing that they can do every once in a while. The medic can also do the whole res thing. My personal playing, I've never really seen it either one be effective or two even be used. Like I've seen it twice, and both times it got shut down pretty quickly. Is what I'm basically trying to say. So if they were to bring back the medic role, I think they would have to change the res in some way to make it slightly more like better in a way. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to make it that way though, because
I like
it could be either super useless or super like overpowered. So that's how I see it.
Just before I give you the microphone, Baroshi, sorry to interrupt you. Just want to remember in chat, we are approaching the end of the debate. If you have any question you want to be addressed to the debaters here, please make sure to type them now in the chat and tag either me or Pizza at Asparagus Daiquiri or at that Pizza Pie. We will make sure to address this question with our lovely debaters tonight. Baroshi, sorry to interrupt you. It's all yours.
All okay. I like the current theme that they've kind of got going where an ability has a bit of a time to charge. It gives you a sort of out if someone's trying to interrogate you. So hacker needs to charge the ability. Defector, when it didn't have, like it started with the ability charged, that was always something. So that sort of delay at the beginning of the game gives people time to scatter. It sort of takes some of the 8 people all together trying to figure out who's who out a little bit. So if medic didn't have an ability that was passive, maybe they could only check someone's health bar once every so on or something like that. That could be a way to bring it back in line, at least with the other roles that I think I currently like. And I have to admit to a slight bias at the moment as well, because the player base was smaller when the medic was in the game. So I played with a lot of the same people at that time, and they usually had a lot of experience as well. So it may have been that the medic was a bit overrepresented overrepresented in terms of the way people could abuse the role.
Do any of you guys know if the medic was removed before or after the game was pushed on more consoles? So do the
Before.
PlayStation player
It
know
was on-
what a medic is?
No, they
No.
don't.
And
No.
the Wii player never played with a medic.
No.
They can get it on a custom though. Apparently, I had no idea. About
Yep,
that.
That's a
it's
new thing.
to the new
That's
update.
recent. It's
Oh,
pretty
that's
recent.
very okay.
All roles that have ever existed. in the
Saboteur?
game. Yes, even Saboteur. Yeah. The
I-
Yeah,
I
but
wanna
that's
see
that's
that.
broken.
lines. Yeah.
Awful. That's a whole other topic.
Peter sounds very happy to see that.
It was
Please
removed
add
the week
proxy credits to it.
the week I got the game. It was removed. So
It was an interesting role. I always wanted to cry whenever I got it, but that's because I actually like the drinky buffs, not the points.
Yeah, I really liked what Baroshi said with the cooldown. I think that could work, but I just really don't think if we're trying to like come to an agreement here and like, okay, let's get rid of one ability, the other one it sucks by itself. Like just seeing a health bar. Like that's not going to do anything. I mean, I guess in PvP it is good, but it's not going to bring a bunch of information to your team by itself, or any helpfulness by itself.
Okay,
So
well, in that case, then what's your problem with the medic?
literally everything about it.
Okay,
entire
so
role
you think
set.
it's useless then?
I think it is too not useless.
Okay, well then what? You just said the health bar wasn't good. So what you're saying
By
that the
itself, by
revive's too
itself.
overpowered?
By itself, both
So you're
things
saying
are
two
overpowered
things,
together.
awful things combined, making an absolutely amazing thing.
No.
So then what's your problem with the medic?
Shadow, I don't understand what you're getting at right now. You keep asking me this question and I keep fucking answering it. Everything sucks about it. See, the revive. Fucking stop laughing, guys. Fucking please.
You're
Stop.
making me want to switch sides. Oh no.
You should join us. It's nice over here. We've got
Hold on,
I still like
smells
this
good over here.
side. I just don't think that they're
you want
explaining
to side
too
with
well.
Hollu, really?
No,
That's-
I don't
that's
want
the
to side with
ultimate-
Halu. I
Fuck
don't.
you.
I feel like everyone can agree on one thing except for Halu, which is
Okay,
we
so
can at least
listen,
bring the medic
listen,
back, but
fucking
like
shut up.
add
Listen.
adjustments, you know?
No,
Maybe we can all just gang up on Hollu.
please don't, because I will
No.
cry. Because I
Medic,
I
get
don't
her.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I don't want to say this because like, whoa, nigga, red team. But like, I really like medic as a role, like a lot. But I like the color red, so I am. That's why I'm here.
That's why you
Wow,
chose
okay.
this team.
It,
Traitor.
I'm really determined to join. You have a rock solid commitment.
But medic sucks. It is
But
too good.
Didn't
I
you
gotta-
just say it's amazing?
No.
Okay,
I've got a
I'm-
positive for the bar above your head. You might even go in there thinking that you've got this guy, but he's got like 2,800 health. So his this much missing is like 3 times your health still anyway. So that was still like something interesting about, get a big chest and going after someone immediately thinking you got them. I think that was actually another like kind of good thing about being able to see someone to see your health as a good person. So bring it back.
Although,
Sounds
you
like
want to switch
everyone
sides?
agrees.
I can't change your color, although you shouldn't go blue.
I'm not blue.
We've got all types of opinions here, though. Pizza's talking about how Sabo was a good role, so have any opinion you like. It's all good here.
Wait, you said what role's good?
Sabo.
Saboteur. She
Saboteur.
loved the saboteur.
Well,
I've
everything
stepped
that
on it.
involves placing traps is good by me. So yeah.
Pizza was very much a trapper player, so
I've
that-
stepped on
Yeah.
enough mines in a regular game without needing a
As you
saboteur.
should. As you should.
I love traps.
Traps are the best.
I
Traps.
agree.
despise
Traps are amazing,
Saboteur.
and Add proximity credits to Saboteur's abilities.
Yeah.
Maybe then he'll be acceptable. Until then, he can burn.
I agree with Shadow. If he doesn't have proxy
mean,
credits, he burns.
I'm pretty
burns,
sure he
yeah.
does.
Yeah,
I'm
we
pretty sure
found
he
that
does.
out.
No,
Pretty
he
sure
does not.
No, he
Preston.
does not
We
have
found that
proxy
out the
credits.
hard way.
He doesn't.
Really?
He's
Oh, that's dumb.
useless. He's garbage. He's absolutely just awful.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the medic right now?
No, the
No,
Saboteur.
no.
We played a
No.
custom
Saboteur
and
and
Why are we talking
Shadow
about
got
Saboteur again?
Saboteur.
Why are we talking about Saboteur
Was-
again? We were trying to talk about Medic.
You know,
Pizza
one
Hut,
thing
Pizza
I'm gonna throw a little curveball here. I've been getting killed a lot lately because of poison crossbows. What if the medic ability gave someone immunity to poison?
Ooh.
Oh.
And swap that out for health bar if you really want it to be swapped out for health
So
bar.
are you saying
Just for,
like
like-
they get poisoned in the health variety but are immediately cured of the slow effect kind of thing?
Or they just don't slow.
Maybe.
And they
Or
don't
Or they
do?
could revive someone or at the same time?
Or they
I
just
think
have
immunity might be
immunity.
too strong.
What I'm thinking is like
okay,
medic
if we can't
ability
use stims
charges.
to immune trank, then we can't use something to immune a poison crossbow, please.
stims
Well,
versus
maybe if
tra-
you
yeah.
can use
Medic,
like
Medic's already
oh
did
god, the one roll in Blackout. Shit, I don't remember the name.
What does it do?
You can touch people and makes them good.
I'm
Padre.
thinking like
Padre, that's the one. If
Padre.
you can use it on just one person after a certain amount of charge, then maybe it'd be something.
I'm not thinking of perma immunity. It would be like the medic ability charges, and then you have it like for a minute when you go into combat. It's like, oh, someone's firing a poison crossbow at me. Activate the ability at that time. Of course, this is just something I just thought up right now, so it's not exactly refined.
I like the idea. We're gonna have to find a way to make it unconfirmable though, because if you shoot your poison crossbow at someone and they don't.
Yeah, I
go-
was gonna say your
don't
biggest
go,
point
"Ugh."
basically was metaable, and now you can just shoot someone with a Peebo, and it's you're a medic, cool.
But it is
or-
a charge as well, so if there was a delay on it, although someone has to get a poison crossbow, it's
My
a lot
charge
more
is ready,
of a,
bro. Shoot me.
It's a lot more of a question than I think we
It
can
was an
answer in the
idea
time that
off
we
the
have.
fly.
No, it's a good idea. It's actually
It's
why
not
we're talking
bad.
more about it.
It'd be interesting.
No,
It's a good way
I'm
to,
I'm just merely saying though that this is my point of like thinking of entirely new things when something that was quite serviceable in a lot of regards, minus people not liking it for like not being powerful enough, for instance, which I think is a problem in general. I think roles should not be super powerful on Survivor side.
Yep.
I don't
I
see
agree.
super huge issues on the medic.
That's why I say
The
there's no
medical
rolls,
thing,
no rolls
the
at all.
health bar is kind of whatever, but as Peezer said, you don't even always know if that's 400 health. It might be 2400.
To fight against my own team, at the same time, if you're in combat, you can kind of determine how much health they have by just one swing. You can see how much health goes down.
Oh yeah, but if he hit stun locks you, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah,
Or Peebo's you in
yeah,
the
sure.
chase and then kills you, it doesn't matter.
To revert on my argument against the team, no, the medic's amazing.
Yeah, I keep trying to think of ways to like make medic better, but I
You
then
can't,
remember
because
I
it's really bad, right?
no, I remember
Mm.
that
Oh,
it's
make up
just
your
really
mind.
not that bad to begin with. Like, I'm like, I don't remember why this was bad.
I don't know. If we add a medic whose core idea is healing people, then there's a lot of potential. But then technically adding a medic to the game is yes, in my opinion. But the medic as it stands right now, I don't know if I want to toss it in the soldier box like right away. I don't think it's that destroyed. But more question marks, I think. At least with the health bar, in my opinion, from my experience. That's what we call a disclaimer.
That's interesting rework. So
Hot take: replace tracker with soldier.
What?
Yeah,
I don't like either of them.
You get two of them. It's the base innocent. They're the guys that open the armory. The
they
traitors
just
can
get
as well.
plus they
So
get
you
what,
really wanna fight
20%
animals.
damage reduction to animals.
I like that. I like that.
It's basically just
Uh,
a slight damage
The animal
reduction.
reduction, I care regardless. I'm just saying as a key for the armory.
we want less guns, Zeke. We want less guns, not more.
That,
A lot of times
that's
there's no
why
guns
you-
in the
you
armory
can't
though.
Get it as a survivor if both the soldiers die, or if there's only one in a game or none in a game.
Or if the person you're bringing to the armory is a traitor.
Exactly.
Hot take. I don't even like armory.
Me
it's,
either.
it's a good take, Moose. It's not a hot take. It's a perfectly valid
Okay.
take, and I second you on this one.
Then a regular take. Armory can be gone, and I'd be okay.
I'd be too,
Why don't you guys like armory?
I just don't-
Too OP?
because it brings too much guns into the game.
More
established
guns,
first
less
week, Hollu.
funds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you just get
Yeah.
then you just get people complaining about PC players the whole game, or killing you because of that, which is a completely different topic. But I feel like if you make your own guns, or I just feel like it's better that way.
But
also
this
more
is
a little bit-
going back to first debates, we have more guns equals less deception and more PvP. And we want the deception, don't we?
More
Yes.
PvP, more people to revive when you bring back that medic.
I feel like you should have.
Oh,
even-
Peezer, get out
No.
of here.
Yeah.
It's all
what I
going
wanna
around
see.
circle.
That's
Yeah,
that's
it's-
a
it's-
good circle.
Full circle.
So we
More
give
guns,
the medic, we give
more
the medic
medics.
ability. We give the medic ability to the soldier.
Oh, the
I
war
mean, like-
medic.
This become let's just
And then,
mash
oh,
rolls
yeah,
together.
but
That's what this
whatever.
has
He's a
become.
scientist too. He can bring
Honestly,
people back.
the
Saboteur.
soldier being the medic, they can open the armory and do the revive, no health.
He's also the ID thief.
Tell me the flaws there.
Oh, what you
He's
say?
Zeke
Zeke?
as
Sorry,
well.
I could not hear it.
Sorry.
He can do
Let's- let-
revives. He's the master key, and that's it.
Let's get
Anything
rid of the
poison.
lockers in the armory and just add one single machine gun in the middle.
Turret.
So that way, like, if the traitor happens, and the traitor has the master key as well, he can pretend, goes in,
Or-
gets the machine gun, game over.
Or a rocket launcher with like 2 missiles.
And you can use the rocket launcher to blow up bridges from a distance.
It's almost funny how off topic this is. This is like so off the rails.
And we went
I don't
really
know how
off
we got
rails.
here.
It's a little bit off the rails. So let's be
From
bringing it
medic
back
to
to the
rocket
medic.
launchers.
I don't think we're going to see rocket launchers in Project Winter. If we
Bugger.
do, I'll be disappointed, to be honest.
I think we
You're
all will
telling
be.
me I can't RPG a snowmobile? I got installed.
Well, no, the wolves are just going to run after your snowmobile anyway. So, okay. Medic. Metagaming is a problem, but it's a problem with every other roles. Fun. Medic is supposed to be super fun. I didn't hear why, but I heard from everyone it was super fun. Medic gives an unfair advantage. Do you think the unfair advantage is stronger on the trader side? When you are a survivor, you don't have that much incentive to kill other people, but when you're a trader, you have more incentive to kill other players. So if you are a trader medic and you see someone in the distance, you can instantly see if they have more health or less than you, and you can just say, "Hey, you're dead." That's over. There's no fight. There's no fear. It's over right away.
I would argue against that in that number of fights against wolves rely on people calling out the number of hits they've had or calling out someone's status after they've been downed. The medic just deletes that completely as a survivor, and you just get just close enough to not even take a melee hit, and you know his health, and you know
Yeah.
whether it's worth swinging or not.
I'd also like to point that out. Is it isn't just you see them, you know their health, they're done for. It's you have to get close enough to them. It's a proximity thing.
It's proximity enough where it's on your screen, and I still think that kind of depends. It's I don't know how to explain this. I'm bad at explaining this.
The problem with this debate is that I can't say 100% no. It's hard for me to be 100% no because it wasn't like completely out of this world, crazy overpowered. And like I said, in a nice farm fresh homegrown Project Winter game where you just find some people didn't do the things that we really complain about. It was just kind of there. The medic, like, again, you can go the whole game and people will just be 6 survivors and 2 traitors. You'd never, like, they'll say, "Oh, I'm the hacker," and then open one bunker 16 minutes into the game and you don't even know about it. So it's not insane to even bring back the medic as it was, but its potential, like, again, with Zeke saying people playing the game the right way, does need to be considered. Oh, the red radios when you could drop them. That was funny.
That was so. They can pick it up and just shit talk their partner.
Yeah.
They kill him, pick it up like, "Hey, bud."
Yeah, radio is the best thing. Okay, guys, we're gonna do the final rounds here because it's getting late already. So I will give you one at a time, uninterrupted, 1 minute each. I would like you to say, well, you can say what you think of the debate, what you think of the format. Also, please make sure to tell everyone where they can find you if they like what they see tonight. I would like every one of you in the chat, if you like all these wonderful debaters, you find them on their favorite platforms that you get give them all the love that they deserve. And if you want to come back to make a final argument uninterrupted about the topics from tonight, please go ahead. We'll start with you, Moose, on the top left corner.
Okay, so I basically think that most of us, aka everyone but Halu, can agree that Medic could come back, at least in a different form. But yeah, whether you agree with that or not is up to you. You could find me on Twitch at MmoooseHD with 2 M's because MmoooseHD was taken. And yeah, I play Project Winter, other games. I don't know if this is a shout out section or not.
It is. It is. That's
Okay.
time for that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. I don't want to interrupt the flow and then everyone do the same thing as me. But yeah, so you can find me on that. And Asparagus found me on streaming Project Winter 190, rated me. So thank you for joining me. Thank you, Zeke, for watching my stream today. And thank you, Chaotic Shadow, for following me. Both of you and Zeke followed me today or yesterday or something like that. But I appreciate that. And yeah, I had fun. Sorry for my iPhone metaphor. I guess people didn't like that. So I will refrain from making iPhone metaphors.
Bad.
That's it.
So I'm always gonna be on the side of bring back a role. Like I want my medic back. I want my scientist and my soldier. Like I said, I like to feel special. I like to be a snowflake. So that's great. I want that. So that's always a side I'll pick when I'm brought to these. I stream every Wednesday and Saturday night usually. Like I said, I had the game for about 2 years. Been through a lot of changes through it, seen a lot, loved a lot, hated a lot of the changes. So it's nice to see a state where I'm happy to actually come back and play it. So it's been fun. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Shadow.
Yeah. Obviously, Medic's better. We clearly won. Point that out. But yeah, I do a bunch of variety stuff. I'm on whenever I feel like it. Very inconsistent. Chaotic Shadow 6. The name will change eventually. And yeah, Medic is superior, clearly.
Zeke.
Well, like I said at the beginning, I came in here split and with a more nuanced opinion rather than just bring back the exact same medic or not. And I think more roles are good. I think it's a simple role to implement in some way. And I think the possibilities that it did create and the times it did come through were super memorable, enjoyable, and full of fun, which I think is something we should put into the game. And that's basically all I got to say about it.
Where can people find you if they like what they hear tonight?
If you like what you heard, I stream on Twitch occasionally. I should start that back up again soon, and I believe my channel is Zeke031.
Thank you, Zeke. Hollushi.
So I'm gonna stay hard-headed, and unless it's like a really good change, I don't care about Medic enough to say like, yeah, let's bring it back. So no thank you to Medic. Also, what Shadow said, that he thinks that his team obviously won. I think that the only 2 people that brought actually good statements are Zeke and Preston, so I think they should paper, scissors, shoot. Rock,
Paper, scissors, shoot?
Rock, paper, scissors, you mean? Are you alright?
No, just paper, scissors.
It's a fight to the death.
And whoever wins the debate, because Shadow, you didn't bring jack shit. Neither did I. I'm so tired. Getting on with that. If you liked watching me stare into my monitor and say absolutely nothing except for the last bit where I talked about nothing relevant whatsoever, I'm on Twitch at Hollushi. I'm on everything except Twitter, so you can find me there.
Preston.
I was also kind of in that like thing of I knew what the good parts and the bad parts were. I talked with some people before coming to this debate, and I was just kind of if they do bring it back and they have good changes to it, and I'm all for it. I'm absolutely happy to see medic back. But in the current state it is right now, like that exists, I'm not the biggest fan of it, and nor do I think it would be well adjusted to how the game is now. But that's just my personal feelings on it. If you want to see the stupid videos I make, my YouTube channel is Prestonman, and that's about it.
We have one YouTuber here. Real deal. Teal
Right.
Seal.
So I am very much in the state of I don't really want to see meta back unless some really big major changes happen to it. Until then, it could stay in customs, which could be fun to play with if you miss medic. But anyways, I am RealDealTealSeal, and you can find me on Twitch and Twitter. And you can find me Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays there.
Thank you so much. And Baroshi.
All right. I'd like to thank the blue team, Zeke, Hollushi, Chaos, Peezer, and Moose. Hollushi kind of. She did double dip a little bit there on the blue team, but we'll keep her in her favorite color. I'm happy to do that. And the red team, Preston and Real Deal, thanks for helping me out a little bit. I have a YouTube channel. It's not Baroshi. It's something else because I think I needed to use it for university, so I have my real name on it. But I'll put it in the Twitch chat if you want to have a look at it. It's mostly just a bunch of random trash from all different kinds of games. As for finding me anywhere else, you can't. But it's been lovely being here nonetheless.
Thank you so much to all of you guys. Before we go, I just want to share with you guys, we've been doing a poll this entire time. There was a poll running for half an hour during the debate, and I want to tell you what happened here. Baroshi, your link was censored, but I'm pretty sure if you want to send it to Pizza, she's going to be able to put it in the chat.
Cool.
So you guys want to know who won the debate according to the chat? I'm pretty happy with this result. According to the chat, should the medic be brought back into the game? 42% of the chat said yes, and 58 said no. So apparently the red team convinced most people tonight.
58% has
with
no
some
idea what they're talking about.
Poo-poo arguments going on. That, I think Hollushi's poo-poo argument was enough. That's what
That
we
was a
needed
big
here.
one.
Yep.
That
That
was
was a big one.
This was
That was
also
a
rigged.
try.
The
Definitely
host
the
is
best.
cited here. This is rigged.
It was the scissors
Basically, what we're
paper.
saying is if the medics smelled better, we could re-add them to the game.
Mhm.
Food for
Baroshi,
thought.
also, I am very freaking hurt right now because you say that I switched up. I'm the only one on our team not vouching to bring it back. And I think that's what
And
You
that
it's
means-
vouched
all about.
for it. You switched us in the middle of it. No. No,
Any
you
follower
Show
around
me
turned
the
it up.
clip. Show me the clip. All right, bring it up.
I ain't going back through the stream to find that.
All right, then it's not true.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
You can give Halu a green.
You're the
team.
real ID thief.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Yeah,
I'll do
I
a
wanted
little...
to say that we did not win. They just put more points.
Ooh.
Seven
We're gonna have to look into
7
this.
people.
Apparently we have a recount,
It
and
was-
the election was fraud. So we're gonna have to look into that, guys. We might have a recount.
Yeah, I was about to storm Quebec. I swear.
7 people voted. 7 people voted blue. 5 people voted red. As how many people actually voted that were in the debate, who knows? So
So apparently I
I
cannot read
definitely did
stats.
not.
So I'm gonna
I
have
didn't.
to take a look at
that's
this.
what I
but
saw.
it's just what I wanted. The real answer is that the no side won. Anyway,
They just
that's
have more
my bad.
money. That's it.
By the looks of it, what
They
conclusion
bought the
we've
election.
reached here? What conclusion we've reached here is that people with less money want more healthcare. I think we could have figured that one out.
I think that's the take home tonight. That's if we learned anything, it's that.
Don't worry, pot pie spell debate will get political maybe one day. we start asking the real question. Guys, thank you so much. All of you, the 8 of you, that was the first time having 8 debaters. I think that was awesome. I would like to keep it with that format going forward. We did 3v3s for the 2 first weeks, and now we did 4v4. Tell me in chat, what do you think? Was 4v4 more entertaining? I think it was. I think it was much better. Just a quick plug here. By the way, my name is Asparagus Daiquiri. I'm a French-Canadian streamer from Quebec, like Peezer just said. I'm the baby streamer here. I started very recently. I'm so happy you guys decided to give a bit of your time to appear on this show. A big round of applause to the 8 of you, Moose, Peezer, Shadow, Zeke, Hollushi, Preston, Real Deal, and Baroshi. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I will be streaming some Among Us, and I will be sus tomorrow in the evening, and Hollushi probably will be showing up this time. Maybe. Will you? Because you said you were going to show up last week, and you didn't.
She does that.
Putting you on the spot there. So if you want to see that, guys, feel free to tune in. Feel free to
She
follow.
wasn't ready.
Hey, Asparagus. I have a cool idea that you should do on this.
Go ahead.
After the debate, you should have everyone join a game of Project Winter.
We should.
We
did
have
that the
done
first
that.
week.
Yeah, the first week we did that.
Oh, you did that?
Mhm.
Okay. See if the debate affects anything, you know?
Just makes us want to, slightly kill each other. Just
And the custom games, you could do medic in there. Since that's the better way.
True, we should do a
gonna do
game with a medic.
Saboteur. Let's do it. Let's all saboteurs.
So we found a problem with the 8 guests because we cannot all go in the Project Winter game.
Sure.
So
well,
there's-
you're lucky I can't even join. So
Wait, why should I?
we're streaming. I can't say.
okay, you
There's
can.
people watching.
Well, if you guys are up for one game, why don't we do one game?
Sure.
Do a game.
One
Do a
game.
game?
Screw
Okay.
it,
I
I
have
took
to
enough of a break from it.
I have to go and eat dinner.
Oh yeah, you're
At 11
in
at
the
night?
future. You live in the future.
I do. It is the 7th of January, 5:36 p.m.
Pacific Standard was the only time zone.
I'm also on the 7th of January.
7th of
I think we
January,
all are
yeah.
now.
I'm guessing what, like
I'm not.
12:36 a.m. or something?
1:36.
Close.
I'm 11:36.
10:36.
Okay,
Don't
well,
worry,
guys
yeah.
in the chat, we will be taking a 1-minute break here from the stream. I will put on the starting soon on screen, and we will be doing one Project Winter Games with whoever of these lovely people who wants to stay with us. Guys in chat, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm looking at the audience right now. That's incredible. More people that came here last week. That's super nice. Thank you very much. We will be here next week. We are talking about changing the time of the debate, so this will be something we will announce in the next days. Maybe, just maybe, no promise, maybe the debate will be happening a bit earlier in the day for next time, which could, who knows, allow for the debate to go on longer. I've seen a few people in chat saying that the 1 time a week and an hour and a half format was not enough because they loved it so much. So thank you guys, thank you all of you, and we will be back in a few minutes.